Hello everyone. Welcome back to Footy Tactics, the channel that helps your football IQ and tactical knowledge grow. Today, we are going to analyze a very exciting young winger, Lamine Yamal. He has been tearing it up in La Liga this season and has just come off an incredible performance in the Euros. Even though he is at the age of 17, he does certain things that make him stand out and is the reason why he is rated so highly. In this video, we will cover some movements and decisions he constantly does in games that make him stand out. Make sure to stick to the end of the video to learn as much as possible from this diamond. Let's start with Lamine's defensive side, which he is very good at. According to FBref, he ranks among the top 97th percentile in tackles per game. Notice how he starts a good distance away from the centre-back. He is baiting the keeper into playing the centre-back, as putting him under intense pressure can lead to a clear goal-scoring opportunity. Notice Lamine's anticipation and how he starts his sprint milliseconds before the keeper passes it. This reading of the game helps him frequently close down defenders and put them in risky spots. Notice how when he presses, he takes away the outside. He forces the Girona centre back into the middle of his box where two of his teammates. Now the Girona centre-back is in a dangerous situation. If you can start implementing this into your game, no matter your position, you'll be able to intercept and win many balls. But this takes a lot of game intelligence to recognise. Here, Lamine passes to Lewandowski and immediately tries to burst into the space. This movement he does is brilliant. Lamine doesn't jog, but he sprints full speed into the space intending to get the ball back to score, but he also knows even if he doesn't get it, he will still create space. The sprint is an essential part, as a low-intensity jog won't really attract the defenders. The sprint Lamine does draws both the Girona left-back and centre-back, creating a huge amount of space for Koundé. This is a very common Lamine will do around the box, which helps him and his team become dangerous. Now let's get into Lamine's ability to beat players. In this play, Koundé plays him the ball, and the Girona left-back decides to step. Lamine uses the weight of the pass from Koundé to let it run. This is very clever as the defender is anticipating Lamine to take a touch, but Lamine fakes it, so now the defender is in a vulnerable position. The defender's momentum is going to Lamine, but Lamine's momentum is going forward. Now because of this, the Girona player has to stop in a vulnerable position. And although he does make a good tackle, it was very lucky, and in most cases, Lamine would have been running at the Girona centre-backs. Now, we are going to start going into some advanced movements. Here, you can see Koundé opening up to the touchline. Notice how the Girona player starts to look at him when he's pulling wide. He isn't aware of the space behind him because of Koundé's movement. And you can also see Koundé starts going up higher, almost into Lamine's role. This is a common movement you'll see against low-block teams. Koundé doing this movement creates a pocket of space in the dangerous square for Lamine to receive in. Since Koundé had moved wide, providing the width, Lamine can come inside and receive. In this area, Lamine can cause damage to the opponent with this creative and one-on-one ability. So wingers, start communicating to your fullback to do this movement, and you'll be a constant threat to the opponent. Now, you can see the ball is on the left side of the pitch, but notice where Lamine is. He's still very close to his touchline, even though he is on the opposite side of the field. I've seen many young wingers who position themselves around this space thinking they have a better chance to be involved and score if they are closer to the ball. But this is completely wrong. Since Lamine is so wide, he essentially puts the right back on Girona in a difficult position. This is because if the right were to be tight on Lamine, then there would be this huge space for Lamine could make a diagonal run in between the centre-back and right-back and be through on goal. Or, as is the case here, the right-back stays inside and protects the dangerous space. But now, if Barcelona can switch it to Lamine quickly, he has plenty of space to receive and go one-on-one. If he started narrow, then he couldn't be played to on a long switch, and also wouldn't have a space to run into, so he would have taken himself out of the game. Even if he doesn't receive the ball staying wide, he creates space for his team to play and possess. This is why many coaches want their wingers to be as wide as possible, because it enhances the team and wingers' performance. Now, let us get into the more exciting part of the video, Lamine's one-on-one ability. One thing that many wingers don't understand is the time to go 1 versus 1. The right moment to take the defender on is when the outside backs don't have defensive cover. This is because now Lamine has plenty of space to take the defender on. If there was cover here, then it would be more difficult as there would be less space to explode away from the outside back. Lamine understands this, and you'll rarely see him try and go one-on-one in a crowded space. The way he takes a defender on is he takes what the defender gives him. In this case, the outside back is cheating towards the line, especially with the overlap from Koundé, so Lamine takes the space inside. This decision-making is one of the reasons he has the highest dribble success rate in world football. Then, after some magic here, you can see this pass Lamine plays. He is a dual threat because he can dribble past a defender on both sides, but if the defenders are backing off, he can play passes or even cut in and take shots. The danger he creates at this age is simply sensational. Okay, let's get into how he can create so many plays. As you can see, there is a simple pass out wide right now for Yamal to play. However, he doesn't play it, and there is a very good reason for this. Playing wide in this case is very common to see, but the player out wide has limited options. Lamine playing it to him wouldn't cause any danger, as the only option the player would have is to play it back. However, the defenders give Lamine space, so instead of playing the ball, simply he cuts inside. Now, the whole field is opened up for him to play. This is something you'll see Messi also do very frequently. Then, once he cuts inside, he looks for a dangerous ball, and it almost results in a scoring chance. So instead of playing it wide like everyone else, Lamine had created a goal-scoring opportunity. The use of all the time and space you get can help take your playmaking skills to the next level. Let's go back to Lamine's decision-making. Here, he is checking into the space, but has a defender tight onto him. I see many wingers and players try to force a turn here, or try to take a touch and then spin out of the pressure, but most of the time, that isn't needed. Lamine understands when to dribble and when to play simply, and here he knows, instead of trying to make a play in his half where losing the ball could be dangerous, he can knock it down in one touch, then help his team progress. Then Barcelona can advance the ball and almost score. This level of maturity shows how special Lamine truly is. Lamine not only has maturity in his decision-making, but even his finishing. In this spot, many players try to hit the ball with so much power, but frequently lose the accuracy and control of their shot. Lamine understands that finishing with a placement finish is way more effective because even if it isn't as powerful if the keeper can't reach it, then there is no way he can save it. He still gets a lot of power from this finesse finish and ends up scoring. Lamine scores many of his goals with this placement technique as he knows that it has a higher chance of going in than a randomly hit power shot. He knows that when finishing, even if you hit the hardest shot, the keeper can still save it. But if you hit a shot that is perfectly finessed, it will be almost impossible to save. Okay, that is it for this video. I hope you all learned something today from Yamal, as he is just such an exciting prospect. Make sure to like and subscribe down below as it helps out the channel a lot. Continue to comment on which player you want to be analysed. Coming in the next week or two is an analysis of another Barcelona player, this time a midfielder who has been spectacular so far in the season. It will be a great video, so make sure notifications are on and see you in the next video.